Welcome back. So, for somebody who catches themselves drinking coffee first thing in the morning, get these afternoon crashes, they're always downing energy drinks and just feeling tired, feeling like you got brain fog and you can't concentrate on your work. This video is for you. Like, I used to be the same way. I used to drink multiple energy drinks every single day, multiple cups of coffee, and still feel tired, still crash by around 12 p.m. It wasn't until I actually fixed my nutrition, which was the main driving factor of these symptoms, right? What exactly is brain fog? Let's get right into it. So the symptoms of brain fog, first one is going to be low focus. You can't focus on one task for like multiple hours on end. You constantly get distracted, look on your phone, switch tabs, then chances are you have brain fog. Second symptom, very, very important, is the midday crash. A lot of people crash by like 12 p.m., 1 o'clock, and that doesn't make any sense, right? If you're getting 8 hours of sleep, you shouldn't be crashing by 12 p.m., by 1 p.m. You should have enough energy to sustain you with high focus for the entire day. That's a big symptom. Another one is irritability. So if you find yourself being easily agitated, things easily annoy you, you're constantly getting tight, chances are you have brain fog. And last symptom is going to be poor memory. It's very hard for you to remember certain things, especially important things that you're supposed to remember. You have brain fog because, listen, we are humans, right? We're supposed to be super intelligent, one of the most intelligent species. Yet we're operating like fish. We're operating with these dead brains. We can't focus on one task. We don't have enough energy to last throughout the entire day. And we can't even remember simple things. I'm going to break down step by step how to actually eliminate brain fog through your nutrition. So before we can actually get into the fix, we need to know what are the root causes of brain fog. So number one is going to be sugar spikes and crashes. This is a big one. A lot of people eat carbs early in the morning. They break their fast with carbs, bagels, croissants, coffee, and then it causes this sugar spike, right? Our sugar is supposed to go like this. Our insulin level is supposed to go like that. But when you eat carbs in the morning, you have a big spike, which causes a big crash. And that is a big reason why a lot of people have that crash around 12 p.m. after breakfast. Root cause number two of brain fog is going to be low testosterone. If you have low testosterone, you're not going to be able to focus, you're not going to have energy to do what you got to do. So that's a big and often neglected reason for brain fog. Number three, poor lifestyle, right? This plays into low testosterone, but just like drinking, partying, having a sedentary lifestyle, not really walking around a lot, not moving your body, right? Spending a lot of time on the couch, eating junk food, that's going to be a big cause for why you have brain fog. Next one is going to be nutrient deficiencies. This is super important. Our body needs specific nutrients, specific micronutrients to actually operate properly. A lot of people just focus on macronutrients, but they neglect micronutrients. So you can build a nice physique with macronutrients, but you won't be operating at a high level up here. In order to operate at a high level mentally, you need to actually focus on micronutrients and eat nutrient dense foods. And then the last root cause is going to be inflammation. A lot of times we're eating all these processed foods, we're eating junk food, foods covered in seed oils, alcohol, and all of this causes inflammation in our body. And inflammation is kind of like when your computer has a virus, right? Your computer system is going to focus on fighting off the virus rather than operating at a high level. You understand? And it's the same thing with your body. When you have inflammation in your body, when you're sick, your body attacks that issue first. And then it doesn't leave much energy for the high performance tasks. So these are all the root causes of brain fog. Next up, let's talk about the foods that actually kill your clarity. Number one is going to be processed sugars. Things like candy, chocolate bars, gummies, soda, energy drinks. I used to drink like Celsius all the time. I would have Monster cans back in the day. The sugary drinks from Starbucks, the sugary drinks from Dunkin' Donuts. This drink in particular has a 125 grams of sugar. And when you consume these products, It goes back to having that sugar spike and that crash, like we spoke about. Flavored yogurts, packaged pastries, breakfast cereals, Cocoa Puffs, Frosted Flakes, even protein bars. People love to talk about protein bars, hitting your protein, but then they would eat these protein bars with tons of ingredients, tons of chemicals, and tons of sugar. You're getting protein at what cost? Ice cream, frozen desserts, even ketchup. I used to have ketchup with all my meals. But if you take a look at like the non-organic ketchups, they have a whole bunch of corn syrup, and that's gonna cause your brain fog. Make sure you cut off processed sugars out of your diet, or at least minimize it to no more than 10% out of your entire diet. Next one, big one, alcohol, right? Everyone loves to drink, loves to go out, but alcohol, guys, it's literally a poison that you're taking into your body. So when you're taking that poison into your body, once again, your body is going to try to fight it off. Your body's not worried about performing high, having good performance, right? Focusing on the task at hand. It's going to be focusing on getting rid of this poison that you just put inside your body. Alcohol also increases your weight, increases inflammation, and gives you a risk of cancer as well. If you choose to drink, I would say limit it to no more than 1 drink per week, 2 drinks a month max. Next up is seed oils. So things like soybean oil, canola oil, sunflower oil, safflower oil, corn oil, cottonseed oil, rapeseed oil. All of these seed oils, 9 times out of 10, when you're eating food from outside, they're cooked in seed oils. They dose your entire plate with the seed oils. Why? Because it's cheap, but the cheapness comes at a cost, guys. Seed oils have been shown to increase inflammation in the body, and we just said that inflammation is a big root cause of brain fog. So what I personally did is I cut off all seed oils from my diet. I only use olive oil, butter, or ghee, and sometimes I use beef tallow as well. So those are great alternatives to seed oils. Next one, processed foods. Guys, the fast food, the burgers, the fries, the fried chicken. I used to love it. I was in college after school every single day. I would stop by Popeyes. I would stop by McDonald's. I would stop by Subway. But all of these foods, like I just mentioned, they're cooked in seed oils. They have tons of additives, and that's why it's so cheap, right? Now, it's cool to have a burger every now and then. I still do so myself. This general rule that I follow is no more than 10% of the time. 90% of the time, eat clean whole foods, foods that are single ingredients, minimal ingredients. And then 10% of the time, you could have your fast food, you can have your burgers, your fries, your fried chicken, whatever. Packaged chips, same thing. Anything that's packaged, like the pre-made foods right here, that shit is bad for you. All right, cut it out. The packaged pizzas, the waffles, the burgers, all of that, it's not good. Any store-bought cookies and crackers, microwave popcorn, the packaged baked goods. Like, guys, as a kid, I used to always eat those brownies, those cosmic brownies. If you know what I'm talking about, you know, you know. And just recently, actually, someone I know bought a pack of them. And I took a look at it, right? Because I wanted to eat one. And I took a look at the ingredients, and I don't know if these ingredients were always the same from back then. But guys, it literally said on the package, this food has like a scientifically engineered ingredient. Like there was a disclaimer on the package. So you know it's bad. Like if they're putting disclaimers like that, you know it's just a bunch of chemicals, guys. You could just replace these with homemade goods, right? Learn how to cook your own pastries, or check out this app called Seed Oil Scouts. It's gonna let you know all the cafes, all the restaurants in your area that don't cook with seed oils. Another big one is processed deli meats. I used to always, like, I'm in New York right now, and I used to always get the chopped cheese, bacon, egg, and cheese, the honey turkey sandwiches on the Hero. But all of these deli meats, they're processed. They got tons of additives, right? They spray them with pesticides. They spray them with chemicals. And you don't want that. You don't want that stuff inside your body, guys. Like, treat your body like a temple, because it is. Treat your body like a Lambo, right? You're not going to put 87 inside of a Lambo, are you? Nah. So why would you put bad fuel right? All of these chemicals inside your own body. Another one that's highly neglected is actually excess caffeine. Now, don't get me wrong. I still drink caffeine. I still drink coffee. I got my cup right here. But when you have too much, that's going to give you brain fog, right? Because your mind starts to adapt to it and it's going to make more adenosine receptors. So you're going to keep needing more and more coffee, more and more caffeine in order to feel that same effect, especially the energy drinks. I cut off all energy drinks, no more Celsius, no more Monster. If I want caffeine, I'm gonna just drink straight coffee, right? Cold brew, something like that. Maybe a cappuccino, but none of these like super sweet drinks with a bunch of additives. Not doing that. Another general rule that you want to follow is don't reach for the coffee first thing in the morning. You want to wait at least 2 hours after waking up to actually drink your coffee. The reason why is because when you wake up, your cortisol levels are actually the highest. And caffeine is a stimulant. It's going to raise your cortisol even more. If your cortisol is already high from waking up, you don't want to raise it even more. That's going to give you brain fog, low energy, and it's going to give you that crash around 12 p.m. Always wait 2 hours to actually have your coffee. And another trick you could do is you could put butter inside of the coffee. What it's going to do is it's going to make this coffee kind of like slow to digest. So it's not going to hit you all at once. It's going to be like a smooth ride up and a smooth ride down. It's not going to be the spike of energy and this crash. Strongly recommend butter in the coffee and 2 hours after waking up. Let's get into the fun part. So foods that actually boost clarity. Number one is going to be eggs. Eggs are a superfood. Like you can create life from eggs, right? Like chicken life. So it's powerful, super powerful. Rich in choline, which boosts brain function and memory. It's a high quality protein, very absorbable. So you're going to have that muscle repair. And it's got healthy fats and cholesterol, which is what your body actually needs to make testosterone. Now remember, low testosterone is a big symptom, big root cause of brain fog. So you want to increase your testosterone levels. Eggs are staple food for that. Me personally, I have 10 eggs a day, but I know some of you guys are afraid of eggs. So I would recommend 6 eggs a day minimum. But if you really want to increase your testosterone, try 10 eggs a day, guys. 6 eggs in the morning to break your fast, and then 4 eggs before you go to sleep. Next food that actually boosts your clarity is going to be coffee/tea. I just said that excess caffeine is bad for your brain fog, but if you use it the right way, like I just mentioned, coffee can improve your clarity and your focus, right? So caffeine, it does increase your dopamine. Dopamine has been shown to improve focus and improve drive. So once again, just have that coffee. Don't have it too early in the morning. Wait 2 hours before drinking it, right? Tea is great. Green tea, black tea, it's got L-theanine and it's got caffeine. So tea is great to calm you down, reduce your stress, but improve your focus as well. So I would recommend coffee in the morning after 2 hours and then the tea before you go to sleep. So make sure it's not caffeinated. Next up is wild salmon. Make sure it's wild salmon because the farm-raised salmon is nowhere near as nutrient dense. It's got more fat. It's not as good as wild salmon. Wild salmon is high in omega-3s, which actually reduces your inflammation and improves sharper thinking. So if inflammation is a root cause for brain fog, then we should be eating foods that actually reduce inflammation. That's why the foods that got to be high in omega-3s. Wild salmon is great for that. It's also got vitamin D, which is essential. It's a building block for testosterone and for mood regulation. If you catch yourself constantly having like that irritability that we spoke about or mood swings, you might be low in vitamin D. You might be low in testosterone. So make sure that you're eating foods rich in vitamin D. And it's also a complete protein. So it's going to give you that recovery and build lean muscle as well. All right, next up, fruits/berries. Fruits are a great source of carbs. They're loaded with antioxidants. They're going to protect your brain cells from oxidative stress. They're going to give you a natural source of glucose. So it's not like none of those processed sugars that we spoke about that kill your clarity. Our brain needs sugar, but our brain needs the right source of sugar. It needs that natural glucose. Our brains operate on sugar, so you need glucose, but you need to be getting it from the right sources. So fruits are great. They're literally nature's candy. They're colorful. They taste great, taste sweet. You can make smoothies, salads, and whatever you want. It's nature's candy. Take advantage of it. And it's also going to improve blood flow to the brain. The more blood you could get to the brain, the higher your concentration is going to be, the more sharp you can actually think, focus on your work. A great source of natural glucose for all you guys that love sweets is raw honey. Make sure the honey is raw. You don't want to have that processed honey that's like non-natural. Have the raw form. Great energy for the brain. Once again, antioxidants and it's antibacterial. That's why when you're sick, people say, oh, have a tablespoon of honey. Honey is great and it's actually going to help regulate your blood sugar compared to processed sugars. So processed sugars just give you a spike and a crash, but raw honey helps keep it stable. Just make sure you don't overdo it. I say no more than like 3 tablespoons a day max. I usually have a tablespoon before I work out and maybe a tablespoon before I go to sleep. And last but certainly not least is red meat. People are scared of red meat, but it's absolutely essential, not just for muscle building purposes, but for testosterone, for brain clarity and focus, for energy, for everything. It's packed with zinc, which is essential for testosterone production. It's packed with creatine. Guys, I don't supplement creatine. I know a lot of guys, like, they take a look at my physique. They think that I take protein powders. They think I take creatine. But I don't take any of that. I eat red meat. I eat healthy sources. I get all of my nutrients from food. So you don't need to supplement with creatine if you're eating red meat daily. And another big one is it's packed with iron and B vitamins. B vitamins are essential for your energy, for your focus. Chances are you have low energy throughout the day. Get a blood panel done. You're probably lacking a lot of B vitamins. So make sure you have your red meat. I say have it daily, but for most people, 5 times a week is good enough. Now let's get into the actual optimal eating schedule for zero brain fog and high energy. Because even if you eat the right foods, if you have them at the wrong times, you're not going to be getting the best effect. So this is the best way for zero brain fog and high energy. Breakfast. If you choose to eat breakfast, always break your fast with high protein, moderate fats, and low carbs. Don't want to break your fast with a bunch of carbs, guys. No bagels, no pastries, no sweets. My breakfast every day, 6 eggs, avocado, and then I have a small side of fruit. The fruit is where I get my carbs from. Think of carbs like they're essential, but they're only essential for mechanical fuel. They're not good for mental focus. If you're someone who works from a computer like me, I'm always on my laptop. I'm not doing physical activity, so I don't need a whole bunch of carbs. It's not going to give me brain fog. The only time I really have high amount of carbs is right here. It's before I work out. Your pre-workout meal should be high carbs. Should be a mix of simple and complex carbs. It should actually be your highest carb meal of the day. You don't need a lot of protein for pre-workout. It's a common mistake that people make. They have like chicken and rice before they work out, but that's not optimal. The reason why is because protein is hard for your body to actually digest. So you don't want to have something that's hard for your body to digest before you work out. Because then your body's going to use its energy to digest the protein rather than working out. You understand? So high carbs, low protein, and low fat for your pre-workout meal. For your dinner / post-workout, you want to have high protein to repair the muscle, moderate fats. You can do low fat, depends on what your macros look like, and then moderate to low carbs. What I like to do is a carb cycle. On days I work out, I have moderate to high carbs. And then days I don't work out, I basically have almost no carbs. If I know that today I'm training and tomorrow I'm not, what I might do is tonight I might have a high carb meal for dinner. That way my body is loaded up with the glucose, loaded up with the carbs. So it's going to be running off of that the next day. So I don't need no more carbs tomorrow. But that's really up to you. That's up to your schedule, how you train. Save the carbs for either nighttime or your pre-workout meal. Something that's really optional, but it works like crazy, is something I call the limitless protocol. You're going to intermittent fast until 12 p.m. Go to sleep, you wake up, you don't have food until like 12 p.m. You're only going to have water with electrolytes, so sea salt and lemon juice. That's all you're going to drink. You're going to have 750 milligrams of L-tyrosine. I literally carry this with me. L-tyrosine is a precursor to dopamine. Like we mentioned, dopamine is going to help with your focus. It's a natural source. L-tyrosine is a natural amino acid. It's going to help you lock in. Stuff really works, but it only works if you don't have a lot of food in your stomach. That's why I said do the intermittent fast. And You could also take Talca Ali with it. Talca Ali raises your free testosterone, which once again helps with your energy, helps with your drive and your focus. Now, this may be the most important of all, and that's your lifestyle. You need 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night. This is something I struggle with personally. Like I wake up 5:30 every morning, so some nights I may not have 7 to 8 hours of sleep. But if you have a bad diet and you have low sleep, you're gonna have brain fog 24/7, right? You're always gonna have crashes. You're always gonna need to take naps. Never gonna feel like really chasing your goals. Sleep is very important to lock in. Like you could get that focus from the diet alone, but if you have the diet and you have the sleep, it's like a powerful combination. Lock in your sleep. I like to take magnesium before I go to sleep, around 400 milligrams. That helps with my deep sleep. Next is you want to try to get at least 30 minutes of sunlight per day. I live in New York, right? It was literally just pouring rain, but I still go out and I still try to make sure that I get as much sunlight as possible. Sunlight is like Earth's natural energy source. Plants get energy from it, and we do too. And it boosts vitamin D production. Vitamin D, once again, essential for testosterone. It's literally a pro hormone. I get around like 2 hours of sunlight every day, but I know most people can't do that. So do at least 30 minutes of sunlight per day. And ideally, you want to go for a walk around lunchtime because around 12 p.m. is usually when the UV is the highest, so you're gonna be able to get the most vitamin D from the sun around that time. Next thing you wanna do is you wanna do 15-minute walks after every meal. This is gonna boost your digestion. It's gonna keep your body moving, improve your blood flow, and it's gonna help you lose weight too. This is a complete hack. Like weight loss is not hard. You don't need to run marathons or anything like that. Walking will help you lose weight. So easy way to just walk more is 10 to 15-minute walks after every single meal. What you want to do is you want to aim for 10 to 15K steps per day. For me, right now I'm doing around 12 to 15K. A good base for everybody is at least 10,000 steps per day. Another bonus is if you walk in nature. So once again, I live in New York. City life, constant stimulation. Your CNS is constantly being taxed, right? There's so much stimulation, so much sound, cars, lights, music, everything, right? People. What I do is I like to take most of my walks and I have a park by my crib. You have a nice park by your house. I say go to the park and walk there. If you don't have a park, don't have like some nature spot around your crib, what you can do is go to the quietest neighborhood that's closest to you and just walk around there. Guys, you need to optimize for your CNS. Your CNS is taxed and that's going to cause brain fog. One way that you can realign yourself is just by walking in nature, walking somewhere where it's quiet, not many cars, taking a walk there. Another thing is every morning, part of my morning routine, I take cold showers. The reason why is cold showers have been shown to increase dopamine by 300%. 300%, which means that this is stronger than coffee, stronger than your energy drink, stronger than anything. Take a cold shower. You need a quick little energy boost, take a cold shower. It's gonna set you up. Next one is 32 ounces of water in the morning with sea salt and lemon juice. Sea salt for the electrolytes and lemon juice for the electrolytes. It's also gonna speed up your metabolism. When you wake up in the morning, guys, you don't need that coffee right away. What you need is electrolytes. Even regular water is not enough, right? You need something that's actually gonna hydrate you. Mix some sea salt, lemon juice with 32 ounces of water. Have that every morning as soon as you wake up. Next up is no caffeine after 2 p.m. The reason why is because once you have caffeine after 2 p.m., it's gonna stimulate you so much that you might not have the best sleep, right? And once again, sleep is essential for having great focus, great energy. So try to limit the caffeine after 2 p.m. Last one is going to be 3 to 4 liters of water every single day with electrolytes. Almost every time I drink, I put a little bit of sea salt in my water. If I have electrolyte packets, I might do that. That's actually going to hydrate you and keep you sharp, right? A lot of times we have headaches and we think that we need coffee. We think that we need a nap, but really all we need is some electrolytes. So if you guys follow this guide step by step, you eliminate all those foods that we talked about, you implement all the foods that boost clarity, and you follow the eating schedule that I mentioned, and you follow that lifestyle routine, you're gonna have way more performance, not only in the gym, but outside the gym as well. You're going to be one of the hardest workers. You're going to actually have the motivation and the drive to go after your goals and to be able to just think sharp, right? Always be sharp, not have those midday crashes. And this truly helped me a lot, right? I used to have brain fog all the time. And it wasn't really until I locked in my lifestyle and my nutrition that it all went away. If you found this guide helpful, make sure to leave a like, subscribe. I'll see you boys in the next one. Stay dangerous.